Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew, and this is going to be kind of a different little video for you all because this was news that's fairly recently. It was about like 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little late to this news, just a little. It's like I'm not going to be on time with this, obviously, but if anyone is not aware, Playmates just recently announced they will be doing a ton more MonsterVerse figures. Like, they're not just going to do Godzilla vs. Kong, they're going to be continuing the GVK line, but also they're going to be continuing their classic line, but also they're going to be pretty much rebranding their Godzilla vs. Kong line into a full-on MonsterVerse line. So we'll be getting figures from Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters. Maybe, if we're lucky, the comics like Godzilla Dominion, Kingdom Kong, Skull Island, The Birth of Kong, and Godzilla Aftershock and Awakening. So what does this look like for the future of the Playmates line? Well, here's kind of what I'm kind of wanting, I guess. They basically stated that they're gonna do all the basically they didn't outright say they're gonna do all of them, but it's a safe bet that they are going to do all of them. Why? Because they said that when it comes to the Toho line, the classic series, they have the rights to all the Toho kaiju, which I kind of think is a cheap move because we had NECA, who was working on Godzilla figures for like 6 years, and they only ever touched on 3 kaiju total: Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan, even though they did like tons of versions of Godzilla. But here comes Playmates, literally like several years later, and they have all the access to all the monsters they want. Kind of a cheap move, if you ask me, but it is what it is. But for what I'm trying to look at, I know for a fact that Playmates likes to get creative with their MonsterVerse figures. For example, we have Godzilla with Heat Ray, and the Godzilla vs. Kong with Battle Axe. These two are some of the most popular Playmates figures ever made. And I think what's so gimmicky about them is that they have battle damage on their chest and shoulder respectively, but they've also made like different versions of them. Playmates really, again, likes to get creative. Some of them, some of their other toys are a bit some of their toys are really good. A really good example of a good figure, I would say, is this Kong. The only problem is that it's all one solid color with barely any other paint aside from stuff like the face and the scarring. Like, there's no real dry brushing, so I feel like... But I heard they reissued them. I wonder if it applied to the giant Kong. A good example would be the Battle Roars, I would say. Like the Godzilla here. He makes, like, roaring sounds. And stuff like that. So what does this all look like in terms of what the MonsterVerse figures are going to look like? Because we might be getting like a bunch of them. Assuming that they're going to give the other MonsterVerse movies the GVK treatment, we could see tons of variations of like Godzilla, female Muto, the male Muto, and then Godzilla 2019, Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah, and I know for a fact they might also touch upon the lesser-known titans like Behemoth, Methuselah, Scylla, Queen Muto, who's apparently called Barb, and like, I know that they're going to do it because they previously released the minifigures, and who was part of that line? Behemoth. So, it all paints like a pretty good picture of like what they might do for this upcoming MonsterVerse line. If they are going to do it, I would say, like, let's think of Godzilla 2014 here. I don't think it's going to be much different from this, aside from some changed dorsal fins, and maybe an extended tail, and maybe some shrink down feet, because that's all the design changes that they did with Godzilla himself. Also, I think his head was a little bit smaller in 2014 as well. So aside from those changes, I don't think that this is going to be any more different than the 2014 figure. For the Mutos, those are going to be completely new. Ghidorah is going to be completely new. It's a safe bet, honestly. if you're wondering, like, what's the big source of this? Like, not just Playmates' announcement, but recently we got the news that they are releasing a Mechagodzilla Battle Roar figure that's set to go with this and the Kong, and it's in a new, different type of packaging. It has Godzilla, Ghidorah, and then I also think it has Kong and Mechagodzilla too. Yeah, it has those four. I could be uh, I could be forgetting like a Titan or two, but the fact that it has Ghidorah also shows that they are going to indeed do a Ghidorah. But here's my question. What are they going to do about the Kong Skull Island figures? Specifically this one and the giant one down there. Like, those are part of the MonsterVerse, but they're listed underneath the Classic Series line. These are not their own separate line. These are tied in with the Godzilla Classic figures. So it's like Godzilla and Kong. While these are Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla and Kong, Godzilla versus Kong. So, like, what are they going to do for this? Are they going to take the Kong Skull Island figures out and rebrand them in the new packaging? Or are they just going to keep them like that and just give Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters the GVK treatment? I don't know, but long story short, I'm really excited to see what Playmates has, because assuming that they fix up the issues that they had with their previous gimmicky figures, I'm all for it. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe, and see you guys later. Peace out, everyone.